How's it going, everyone? Sean here from Raw Technique Studios. Today we're going to be going over a software plugin called Revoice Pro 3. It's made by SynchroArts. They are the people who make Vocaline, and I absolutely love Vocaline. So when they reached out to me via email, I was excited to do a review on Revoice Pro 3. And there's a couple things I like about it. There's a couple things I don't like about it. I like more of the stuff about it than I dislike. I reached out to their customer support just to make sure I wasn't missing anything on the things I didn't like. And I was asking them if they had certain things in the plugin that they said they do not currently have. It would come out in a later version. So let's go over the stuff I like about it and the stuff I don't like about it, how it applies to you, how it applies to me being a hip hop mixer. So let's just jump right in and see what it could do. So what we're going to do first is I recorded in just me saying check, check, check 1, 2, and I'm going to show you how to do the quick parts of Revoice Pro 3. There's a couple different ways you could go about using it, and I'm going to show you the easy ways that are really quick. So if you're in a session and you don't have that much time, you just want to align stuff, you want to create a double real quick, then this is how you do it. So you're going to go up to your audio suite, and you're going to go down to Other, and right here we have Revoice Pro APT, Revoice Pro Doubler, and Revoice Pro Link. Now, APT is going to be the one that aligns your audio. Doubler is going to be the one that creates a double if you didn't already have it, or if you just want another stack to your vocal. And then Link is what is going to bring up the full-on program that you could do all your very specific editing in, and that's something that we'll go over later. So let's do the quick ones first. So I'm going to do the Revoice Pro APT. All right, it's right here. And you have to make sure that Revoice is open. So go ahead and click Revoice, and it'll come up. Its default is to have 3 audio tracks there for you. So I'm going to minimize that, go back over to Pro Tools. And with the quick version, the quick APT, it makes it really easy to just do something fast in your session, not have to go back and forth between Revoice and Pro Tools. So let's take a listen to the recorded in audio.
Check, 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 check 1, 2. Check, check, check 1, 2.
All right, so you can notice right away that the audio is not in time, especially right here.
Check, check 1, 2.
Now, what we want to do is get it in time. So what I'm going to do is highlight this top track, which is my guide, so capture guide, and then over here, I'm going to press capture. Now, I'm going to go down to this track here. It automatically goes to capture dub, and I'm going to press capture. And now it's still out of time until you press the spot button. And because I didn't have any track selected in here, it just spotted it exactly over my other recording. So now you could press play.
Check, check, check 1, 2. Check, check, check 1, 2.
And you could hear that it's in time now. So it aligned it for me, and it could do it like that. Now let's say I wanted to keep the old version.
Check, check 1, 2.
Just for a reference, I'm going to create a new track here. And let's say I want to put the edited version on a new track just so I could have a reference between the two. So I'm going to go ahead, press capture guide. I'm going to capture the dub. And then right here, no track selected, I'm going to change that to audio 3, which is the track that I just created right here. I'm going to press spot, and it's going to toss it down here, which is edited and in time. So I'm going to mute out the old one, which is this one here, and I'm going to listen to the fixed version.
Check 1, 2. Check, check, check 1, 2.
So that's the new version, and here's the old.
Check, check 1, 2. Check, check, check 1, 2.
Okay, so that is something that's really quick and easy, and it pretty much does the exact same thing that Vocaline does, their other plugin. It's just aligning the audio for you, and it saves you a bunch of time instead of having to go in and you go on your track yourself, you chop it up, you move it over, and
check 1, 2.
And it's still out of time, so you still have to move other stuff. So this is just a huge, huge time saver. The quick APT is awesome. So that's something I really like about it. Now let's do another thing. I'm going to hide the old version because we already fixed it. So this is the corrected version. And what I want to do is try the doubler. So I'm going to go Other, and I'm going to go down to Revoice Pro Doubler. And with this, the whole point of this is to create a double if you didn't already record one in. A lot of times somebody will record in a vocal and then later be like, oh, I wanted to do a stereo pan and make it a cool wide effect with the vocals. Now, there's a couple ways to do that. You could delay the audio and all of that. It's hard to stay in phase and all that, those problems that come up. So Quick Doubler makes it really fast and easy for you to create a very accurate sounding double. So what we would do is I'm going to create a double on my main track here. So I'm going to create a new track because I need somewhere to put the double once it's ready. All right, so up here on my track, I'm selecting this. I'm going to press capture, and I need to select well, first off, what I'm going to do is I select the audio that I want to have doubled. So right here, I select it, press capture. All right, so now it's in the system. Over here, I need to create where I'm going to be spotting it, and I want to spot it on audio number 4, which is the new track I just created here. And let's go ahead and press spot. So now I just created a double. So what I'm going to do is listen to just those two and take a listen of what the double sounds like.
Check, check, check 1 2, check, check, check 1 2.
All right, so you could hear that what it does is it creates a copy of it and shifts it over a little bit timing wise. Now what we have to do to make it sound cool is I like to pan my doubles out. So now I'm able to have a stereo vocal, huge left to right, and we could hear what that sounds like.
Check, check, check 1 2, check, check, check 1 2.
All right, so there it goes. Now you have to also note that you can't just double a track and it sounds stereo. So say for example you're like, well, I could just duplicate the track. Well, it's not going to be the same thing. So for example, let's go to the original track again here and say I just want to go over here to duplicate. So go ahead, duplicate it. So here's the duplicate version. Let's listen to just those two. Let's see what happens when they're panned hard left and hard right.
Check, check.
It's still in the middle. It's not stereo. All you did was create a copy of it, and it's in the center. There's absolutely no stereo going on. It's just a doubled copy. It stays mono. It has to be moved, shifted over, delayed a little bit to become stereo. That's why Quick Doubler is cool, because it does that for you. You don't have to sit in there and nudge stuff and try to get it in the right areas. That makes it really quick. So here's the difference when you have the doubled version.
Check, check, check 1 2.
So it makes it to where you could have a stereo pan double without it just being mono. So or having to go in and shift stuff around and all that. All right, so let's go on to the next step, which is having something like this up here. Let's take a listen to the singing. And what we're going to do is be doing some tuning and alignment inside of the detailed version.
Yay, yay, yay. Oh, oh, oh.
All right, so what we're going to do is go to Audio Suite and go to Other and Revoice Pro Link. So this is the last little version of it, and this little thing comes up here. So you're going to select the Revoice Pro track. I'm going to go ahead and click Audio 1. That's where my audio is going to be sent to in Revoice. And then you select in Pro Tools the track that you want and go ahead and press capture. So I'm going to select that there, capture, and it's now in Revoice. I'm going to do it again up here so I have both in there. So I'm going to go Audio 2 for this one and capture. So now that one's in Revoice, so we could go ahead and go over to Revoice. So these are the audio tracks that we just pulled in there. So if I press play.
Yay, yay, yay. Oh, oh, oh.
Okay, so that's the audio that's in there. What I'm going to do first is go up on my first track here. I'm going to zoom in on it. I'll open up the track so it's bigger. So what I'm going to do is create a warp region for this audio, so then I could affect the vocals, pitch and timing and all of that. So right click, make warp region. Okay, and now we can see that the individual notes came up. So I'm going to zoom in and let's take a listen to this first part here. And also I don't want the other audio to play, so I'm going to press number 1 on the keyboard, so then it solos my number 1 track right there. I'm going to go ahead and press play and see what it sounds like.
Yay, yay, yay.
All right, so no tuning has happened yet. It just is telling me what pitches are being hit by the vocalist at that time. Now, what I'm going to do is do some edits. So in this one, she's a little bit out of tune right here, and over here as well. So what we're going to do is go in and edit those notes that are out of key. Now, this is one of the things I didn't like about the program is you can't set a specific key to the song or to the Revoice Pro program. So, for example, if this is in, say, C minor, then in some other tuners, it would make it to where C minor, you could only hit the notes in C minor. So you'd have C, D, E flat, F, G, A flat, B flat, and C. So that would be notes that I could only hit. So you stay in key with the song. That's something that they don't do in Revoice Pro 3. They said it's something that they might be adding in a future program or a future version. So for now, we have to go in and hope that the singer was in close enough to the key so you can just make small adjustments. Now, at the same time, yeah, it's lacking that part of it, setting a key, but it's extremely, extremely accurate with when you do adjustments and edits. It doesn't sound unnatural like a lot of other tuners. So like the famous auto-tune, T-Pain, that type of plugin sound, it doesn't necessarily do that. That is a good and a bad thing. Being in hip-hop, sometimes an artist wants to have that robotic T-Pain type of sound. This plugin is not for that. This plugin doesn't do that. It doesn't have it to where you could adjust the speeds or the note transition and all that. It's very natural sounding. This is more so for correcting a pitch but not knowing there's a tuner fixing the vocal. So we're going to use it like that. We don't want it to stand out. So what I'm going to do is come over here and let's take a listen to this.
Yay.
So it's a little bit out and the vibrato is a little bit wide on the end of it. So what I'm going to do is grab the bottom of it and see what I'm doing is compressing it. I'm lessening the vibrato. So let's take a listen to that.
Yay, yay.
All right, so what we're doing is trying to pull it up to D right there.
Yay, yay, yay.
And what I want to do is smooth it out a bit. I want this introduction part of it to sound a little bit less choppy. I want it to be smoother. So I'm going to right click on it, modify values, smooth selected groups.
Yay, yay, yay.
All right, so that sounds okay. Now I'm going to go to this next problem note and I'm going to lessen the width of it. It's going to be more narrow and I'm going to bring it down to E flat here. Right about there. Let's give that a listen.
Yay, yay, yay.
All right, so that sounds a lot better and just a little bit smoothing in there. So modify values, smooth selected group. Okay, so now that's sounding a lot better. Let's go over here to this next note.
Oh.
Okay, so that's a little out of pitch and it also has a very wide vibrato. So what I'm going to do is pull it down, make it a little bit more narrow, and we want to stay on the D note here and a little more on the narrow. See what that sounds like.
Oh.
Alright, so that sounds better, but I want it to be a little smoother, so I'm going to highlight these, right click, modify, and smooth.
Oh, whoa, whoa.
Alright, and then here's another problem pitch, which should be on the E flat here. Make it a little bit more narrow because the vibrato's kind of big. Smooth the points out. And let's give that a listen.
Oh, whoa, whoa.
Alright, so that sounds a lot better. This program is very accurate with going in, making the small adjustments on the tuning, and it sounds natural. It doesn't sound robotic or weird. It doesn't create any artifacts. It doesn't have any problems like that. I've had some problems with other tuners that create artifacts that create all kinds of clicks and pops and problems, and it wasn't computer speed. It's the plugin just finding little notes and it's messing up. So this one so far, I haven't had any problems with it. It's very natural sounding, it's very clean. Okay, so now that we have this part taken care of. We have that tuned up how we want it. We could go down here to our second track, and I'm going to press number 2 on the keyboard. Oops. I'm going to press number 2 on the keyboard, so now that's soloed as well, so we can hear both.
Oh, oh, oh.
Alright, so what I'm going to do is get them aligned, but not only am I just aligning them, I'm also going to make it to where it matches the pitch from the top one to the bottom one. So then I'm aligning it and I'm matching pitch from both of them so they're in tune together. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to select the bottom, and I'm going to pretty much create like how you do a loop in Logic or a lot of plugins or programs. You just select it, and then that's what the loop region is. So that's our playback area. I'm going to go down here to my second region. And what I want to do is open this up a bit. Let's take a look at it, make warp region. So we can see that, I'm going to zoom in a bit more. We can see here, same type of issues. It's not perfectly on the D note. It's not perfectly on the E flat. Vibratos are a little bit big. It's a little bit off pitch. So we want that to be fixed. So if I go up here to my top one, I'm going to press the B on my keyboard, and that's going to bring up my new process settings. Now over here, you could select the process APT, doubler, volume, warp, all that stuff. I'm going to stick with APT for this one because I am adjusting the timing of it. Selected audio, I'm going to go change that to select playback range, which is what I just highlighted. Presets, I'm going to go here, factory preset, and I'm going to go to vocals, tightest, time, and pitch. You could do slightly loose if you want to be a little bit more natural and sound like it's not perfect. Or you could do the tight timing and pitch and make it sound a little bit more spot on. So let's try that and see what that sounds like. And my guide is audio 1. Right here, which is that top track. That's the track I already tuned, so that's my guide. Dub, which is the one I want to dub. It's that second layer right there. And my output, I want it to go on this empty track down here on the bottom, right here, audio number 3. So that's my output right here. And then I'm going to go ahead and press new process. Okay, it brings it down here. If you press spacebar, it's going to analyze the audio.
Oh, oh, oh.
Okay, so now what we want to do is get our fixed audio that we just did all the editing to back into Pro Tools. So what we're going to do here is, let's go into Pro Tools, and we can see right here it gives us the directions. Revoice Pro going into Pro Tools. What I want to do is create new tracks because I want to hear the difference, what we just did. So I'm going to go to audio, and they're going to be mono. So that's what I'm going to be working with there. And what we need to do is in Revoice Pro, you're going to select the audio you wish to transfer. And then in Pro Tools, you select the destination by highlighting an area and the target spot and so on. So we're going to go over to Revoice Pro. We're going to zoom out. So R is to zoom out. And we're going to select the regions that we want to bring in there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is select everything that I just fixed right here. That audio selected. We'll go back into Pro Tools, and I'm going to select this spot here. We don't have to worry about where it's set up in the session because it's going to put it exactly in the session where it was before. And let's go ahead, press spot, and then we have that there. And then we're going to go down to dub, select all that. And I'm just going to zoom so I can make sure I get it all. Alright, and then I'm going to go back over here. Okay, no track selected means it'll go to where you highlight it. Just press spot and it goes right there. So let's take a listen between our fixed version and our old version. So I'm going to pan it off left and pan it off right. And let's listen. Here's the old one.
Yay, yay, yay. Oh, oh, oh.
And here's the edited pitch shift and time shift.
Yay, yay, yay. oh, oh, oh.
All right, so there it is. That's Revoice Pro 3. I personally like the plugin. It's pretty much 3 different plugins into one. It's an extremely well hidden tuner. You get alignments, so you could set up your doubles, your harmonies, and you also get something that could create a double if you didn't have one already. So those 3 things alone are just something that I use on a regular basis for mixing. So I personally really like this plugin. Now, you should try out the trial, get your hands on it first, see if you like it, see if it could benefit you, and then go from there. But remember that it is a transparent tuner. It's not something like that T-Pain sound. You're not going to have that really fast note transition or anything like that. There's not even a way to possibly do that in this plugin. I contacted their customer support to make sure that I wasn't missing anything. So yeah, you can't do the fast T-Pain type of tuning sound. You can't select a specific key to have the tuner lock it into place. There is a function where you could do auto correct the pitch in here, but it doesn't know what key it's in, so it's not going to put it specifically to a set key. That's one thing that I think is lacking on. They said that they could be putting that in at a later version or at a later time, maybe a different version. So that's something in the future that would make the plugin better in my opinion. But definitely try it out. I think it's something that's worth having, even though those 2 things aren't in it. Go over to SynchroArt's website, and I'll put a link right here in the video. And you could just go ahead and click that. It'll bring you over to their website, and you could download the trial to Revoice Pro 3 to really get your own hands on it and see how it works for you specifically. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you guys have any questions or comments about this review and overview of Revoice Pro 3, go ahead and leave it below. And in the description, I'm going to leave a link to my website, link to my new Instagram account if you guys want to follow Raw Technique Studios on Instagram, as well as my Raw Technique Studios Facebook page if you want to like that and follow. I put out stuff more often on there than I do on YouTube because YouTube, it takes a while to film the video, edit it, and then release it. Compared to a picture or a post, I can just throw it up on Instagram or Facebook. So if you follow me on those, you'll get more access to discount codes and see what's going on more regularly here at Raw Technique Studios. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.